Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Trenny Solo Reviews. I'm Trenny, one half of Trenny and C. We have been doing solo reviews every Monday because we live kind of far apart, so sometimes it's nice to be able to do some of the whiskeys that have been sitting on our shelves for a little while and that we just haven't gotten around to reviewing. And I've been trying to focus on some of the single malt scotches or blended malts or all sorts of things like that. So today, what we have is Smokestack. This is a blended malt Scotch whiskey. As the name suggests, it's going to be smoky. It has a freight train on the front, which also kind of suggests to me that it's going to be a big kick in the teeth, this one. This is by the Vintage Malt Whisky Company. One thing that I can tell you, oh, that's a good pop, about the Vintage Malt Whisky Company is that this is the same guys that put out like Finnegan, or however you say that, and the Eilach, or the Eilach. I can't pronounce that one ever. And also some of the Cooper's Choice. So this company started in about 1992, and they've been putting out, like the Finnegan and all those. They've been award-winning whiskeys. So kind of interesting. Now they're putting out a nice peated one. They have in the past, but this is one of the offerings. Smokestack. It says it's a limited edition. I believe I read it's one of like 4,900 bottles or something like that. Anyways, one thing that is nice about this is the color on there is relatively light. It's not looking like it uses a ton of different colorants and things like that. Oh yeah, here we go. Cask type is American oak. Number of bottles is 4,200. This is 30 parts per million of like the phenols for peatiness. Non-chill filtered, says heavily peated, and the batch number is 001 of 2017. This is also bottled at 46% alcohol, so it's got a bit of a couple things on there that are nicer than just the standard bottlings of whiskey that you can get. So again, color, nice and kind of straw light, a little bit like amber +1 kind of color on there. On the nose. So on the nose, one thing I noticed right away is for something that is kind of labeled as being a big blast of peat, it actually has quite a nice like underlying grainy sweetness. There's some malts from Islay in here, and there's some malts from the Highlands in here. Honestly, like the nose is really nice. It's really sweet. A little bit like hayfield kind of grassy. Definite bits of vanilla and ginger and a little bit salty sweetness to it. The smoke is kind of the undercurrent of the whole thing. A little bit like icicles. Really nice nose. Quite surprising, actually. I think sometimes when you get these blended malts, you don't know what you're going to get. Some of them are good, but not really very unique. And then some of them, hit the nail on the head with what they're maybe trying to accomplish. I think this is trying to accomplish a lot more peat than it says, but still, the underlying sweetness there is nice and salty, really briny. A little bit of ginger, almost a little bit of like orange zest. Some meringues and vanillas. Yeah, really nice nose to it. Okay, I'm going to get into the sipping of this guy. 46%, some people add water. I'm not going to this time around, but I have before, and it does open it up a little bit. Okay. Let's let that settle for a second in my palate. Definitely the peatiness is, and the smokiness is heavier on the palate, which is pretty common for a Scotch. But right up front, that sweetness is there. That ginger is there. That vanilla saltiness is there. And then mid-palate is when the smoke kind of starts to dry the back of your mouth. And the salts come out. There's even a little bit of a hint of pepper or chili flake. The sweetness is still there as it's going down. I'd say overall, so far, this one is quite a nice dram. This, it looks like we've drinking a ton of this, but we were actually given this by a lady at the Cowichan Valley Whiskey Festival. We were pretty excited because she gave us a couple of different Indian whiskeys as well, but she told us to really take our time and try this one. So we've had a couple of drams out of it, not too much, but getting to know it, really, really nice. Again, you go back to the nose, and you can smell the malts. Like you can smell that there is a little bit of age on some of these. Because it's not really, sometimes you get that astringent kind of gluey flavor from new oak, especially new American oak, and that's not completely there. Yeah, I mean, if you can find this and the price point is good, I challenge you to put it up against some of these huge peat monsters that people love, because there's nothing wrong with this at all. If you can get it relatively cheap, I'd say definitely go ahead and buy it. I'm liking this right now. There's something in the sweetness that I just can't put my finger on. It's very like grain sugars, like there's definitely like the what do you call it, the barley style sugar in there, and the cereal kind of notes, but it's finely balanced with a good level of malt, which is nice. Maltiness, like a little bit chocolatey even. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, I'm not going to bore you too long, you guys. These are kind of just some quick hitter videos. Thank you for joining. Click like, subscribe, and hopefully we see you guys soon. And comment all you like, and we'll get back to you. All right, cheers.
Penny and C, drinking whiskey, describing all the flavors for you and me. Irish, Scotch, bourbon, and rye. If they like a bottle, they'll tell you why. Subscribe on YouTube.